So in this video I'm going to show you how we made these bike trays, call them Bike Tray 2.0. So this was the original tray kind of prototype that worked okay. It's not long enough for the bigger bikes, so the rear wheel, any mud or anything that came off it would just drop off the back of the tray. Also, you'll see that we put 3 mounts on. I spent ages sorting out these 3 mounts, only to find that really this mount and this mount would be fine, because you're never going to put 3 on at a time. So we've got a new tray that's going to replace the plywood tray, and this mount here is going to get mounted onto the second tray, which we'll then be able to use for taking one of the kids' bikes, which is a bit shorter. So this is the tray that we've had made out of aluminium checker plate, and it's pretty lightweight. It comes in at just under 5.5 kilos, so that's going to be good. Once I've taken this one apart, I will weigh the plywood just to see which one's lighter. So there's actually quite a lot of thinking that goes into getting the position of these right. This angle here was to help maximise the amount of space because of the slight curve on the handlebars. What I have to be careful of is the distance from the edge of the mount to the edge of the tray, because the quick release axle comes out on this side of this bike. So on the previous one I'd put a spacer under it, and I think I've got to do the same thing, put a spacer under it. Now I've got to be really careful, because with the road bike, which will sometimes be on there, and with Jenny's bike, which is a bit shorter, they've got to have their mount higher up off the tray so that the handlebars don't clash with the top tube on my mountain bike. So whatever I do here, I need to check carefully before putting on the second one here, so that I've got an appropriate amount of spacing off it. It'd be nice to just use the aluminium extrusions I've got, but if necessary I will use blocks of wood. It just won't look as neat.
What if I told you you could find your way back? That sometimes a person can change.
So we've now drilled all of the holes in the trays, ready to put the draw slides on, and we have also mounted the fork mounts, because it's easy to drill those holes and move everything around before the draw slides. So here are the brackets we're going to use to mount the draw runners to the floor, and I've had to drill some more holes in the brackets to get them at just the right height. These are going to be held, sorry about that, these are going to be held on with, oh, where's it gone, button head fastener with a washer, and then a washer and a lock nut on the other side, so that you've got to make sure that you've got the right size fastener that's going to fit underneath the rail. So this is the size of fastener they suggest, the supplier. That goes all the way through, and then I can put a washer and an eye lock nut on. And the only thing is, you've got to make sure that you get the rail the right way up. So now I'm going to put all of these brackets onto the back of this rail. They've all got to be done up before I then try and screw the rail onto the draw.
There's a light in the window, we're holding out hope. Don't matter how long it burns.
Here we can see the first draw runner is on and it has its floor mounts installed. So these mounts are what do they go for? 50 by 50 by 60 angle brackets. They're not brilliant, they don't seem to be at 90 degrees, but I'm sure once they're on and I screw everything down, it'll all find out where it wants to sit. None of the holes are in quite the right place, so I've marked these up now and I'll drill an extra hole because I need to get the draw runners just off the surface. I can't go too high, otherwise the bikes won't fit under the bed. I can't go too low, otherwise they'll rub on them. So I just thought I'd show you the tray and some of the features before it goes in properly. As you can see, we've got the fork mounts plus the adapter holder so we can put the different forks in. We've had to put a hole in it which gives us access to the winch that holds up the spare tyre underneath the van. Part the way down we've got this strengthening rib which also doubles up as a divider if we use this area for storing plastic boxes. I've added in tie down holes on the ends on this midpoint, and then at the front I'm a bit limited, so we've just got a couple of little holes here and here, although looking at that now I'm not going to be able to use them anyway because when the draw's retracted it would interfere with the draw runners, but it is what it is. Maybe if we think we'll need it, we'll add some tie down loops to the floor of the van itself. Just in position but not screwed down yet is the other drawer. So this drawer is wider, which is why it's split into 3 for boxes, but it's shorter, which you might be able to hear there. Sorry for the noise in the background, that's the diesel heater going through its shut. So this is the spot where the long big bike drawers go in. I'm just going to move that into position now and double check that none of the feet clash, which they're going to because I didn't think about this before.
But remember this, the farther you go, the harder it is to turn. It's a longer path back than the way that you came, taking a long road. You're out there so many miles away.
As you can see, these are really nice and easily accessible. By wheeling the trays all the way out, it means that we can easily load the bikes on and off. Also gives us somewhere to put more gear, wheels and things can be stored on there. We've got mounts so we can attach bungee cords if we need to. That's particularly useful for the trailer because there's not an easy way of mounting that one on. These are Blok Pod mounts, and they're really good, really stable, and they come with a whole bunch of adapters, so we've got them for different size forks to suit the different bikes we've got, or if we've got friends coming with us, we can put their bikes on. It's all been really carefully designed so that we've maximised the amount of bed space while still being able to get the bikes underneath. This tray is longer than this tray because these bikes are bigger. Also, these trays have been designed so that if they're not carrying bikes, we can store plastic tubs on them, take all our gear. So, as with everything, we're trying to get every part of the van to have more than one function where we can. Yeah, so I'll bring it on time lapse and take the bikes off.
You can hear my voice. Our love is a beacon guiding your path. Just follow the long road home.
So all in all, I'm really impressed with how these have come out. It's quite a significant investment, but I think it's been well worth doing, and these are so much nicer than the original plywood tray that we'd built. Yeah, thanks very much for watching, everyone. If you like what you've seen, please click the like button below. Remember to subscribe, and if you've got any questions, please drop them in the comments below. Thanks.